so the tacked on the beginning of it, just to clarify. I'm going to talk about artistic partnerships and how a particular one has moved me towards my artistic goals. I'm a cut paper artist, and I've been working in this medium since I was in middle school. I find line and form fascinating and like to work subtractively, and that's taking away negative space to leave the image behind. An example of my work. I studied drawing in college, and while I was in college studying drawing, my mom was at home studying ceramics in Alaska, and I would go home and get to work in her studio on my breaks, and it wasn't long before I started trying to figure out a way to bring my two-dimensional art to her three-dimensional forms. I liked the idea of functional artwork. I liked the idea that I could make something beautiful that people could eat off of, bowls, plates, cups. I also struggled a lot with actually throwing pots. So I spent as much time as I could on the wheel. I never really got anywhere with it. I never really felt like I made any more than small steps forward every time I'd be up there in the studio. So I really put a lot of effort into the decorating end of it, because otherwise they would have just been clunky objects that would have been sitting around my house. I traveled in Europe for a little while. I was really impressed with the ceramics in the Czech Republic, and was able to visit some studios where artists are working together. There'd sometimes be like 6 artists in one studio, so one person would be throwing, another person decorating, and another person would be doing the glazing. And it was really fascinating to me, and I started to think, well, maybe what I need is to find somebody to work with, so I don't have to do the throwing, and I can just do the decorating. So I started looking into some different kinds of ceramic decoration, and I started talking to artists and trying to find somebody who was willing to do some kind of collaboration. And I stumbled across an art form called sgraffito, though I didn't know the name of it at the time, where you put a contrasting color of slip, which is watered down clay, onto a clay body. And then you carve through the slip to reveal an image on the actual form. Around the time I was starting to hear about this, I was lucky enough to meet Leonie and Steve Daniels, who have Daniels Family Pottery 4 blocks from my house. Not only were they conveniently located, they were also conveniently willing to work with another artist and create a collaboration. And I felt like that was a really amazing opportunity for me. I often feel like I'm getting a free apprenticeship or like free lessons in ceramics. I brought in some of my early work to show Steve, and he was also really drawn to the sgraffito form, and he actually taught me what it meant. And so we started focusing in on that and working on creating slips with our own clays, and then adding mason stains to them to create some colors. We also started trying to perfect the process. It relies a lot on timing. So once the slip is on the clay, there's a specific point when it's perfect for carving. And there were a lot of mistakes, but we learned a lot from them. So Steve would make the clay body, and he would put the slip on it, and then at the hopefully perfect moment, I would come in and start carving. And it was quite the learning process. We made a lot, like I said, a lot of mistakes. But I think we've reached a point now where we're really happy with our work. I felt that my early artwork definitely translated into this art form in a really great way. Again, I'm working subtractively and taking away clay to create the image. I'm working with lines and forms, and I have a whole wealth of sketches from my lifetime of creating cut paper artwork to draw upon to make these pieces. The last step in the whole process, figuring out a glaze, and Steve and I were kind of floundering with the whole thing, and then Leonie stepped in and was able to find a recipe for us that worked perfectly, and we've continued to use it. And I guess the moral of the story is that 3 people can come together and take what they know and what they specialize in and create something together that is beneficial for everyone. And I feel like we have a product that we're all really proud of. So, thank you.